Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anil, and in this Laravel video tutorial we will learn about the controller. We will see what is the controller, how we can make it, how we can define the function inside it, how we can call it from the router, and how we can pass the parameter with the URL. And at the last I will ask you the interview question also. One more important thing in this video is that Laravel 8 have the different syntax for calling the controller from the router. In the 7 and 6 Laravel you will find the different syntax, and in the 8 you will find the different syntax. I will make a complete video on it because this is a new feature of the Laravel 8, but that will be only specifically for the Laravel calling from the router, right? Not about the controller. Now the first, let's just jump on the main topic. What is the controller? So controller is basically a central unit of any MVC framework, like Laravel, like Zend, like YII and all, right? So in the MVC there is a C directly meaning the mean to the controller. And what we'll do here, so controller basically fetch the data from the model and send to the view. That simply you can say that just get the data from the database and show to the view and the HTML part. And the second thing is all logical part of our programming actually done in the controller. And the third thing is that all routers are directly linked with the controller, right? And I will show you how the routers are directly linked with the controller and all, right? So now let's see how we can just make a controller. So let's open the command line and just simply write here php artisan make controller and controller name. So let's say our controller name is users, right? And just hit the enter. Now you can find this controller inside the app http controllers and here. So let's close the all of folder and I will show you again http then controllers, and here it is. You can use a two way to make the controllers, one with the command line, another you can just make it by creating the new file like this, right? So you can just create a new file. Let's say your another controller name is about.php, right? And to just make it very quickly, just copy and paste the code and just change here class name, right? Like this. So you can use the both of way, but I will just recommend you that you can use the command line, because this is not good practice to type all these things and then create a new file and save it, because it will just time taking things, it will just waste your time. So because Laravel is very popular for its command line, so just use the command line. That's simple, right? So now the next thing is that how we can make the function inside controllers. This is very simple. You can just simply make a function like this, function, your function name, and you can just write something here like hello from controller, right? And you can just define the access modifier here also, like public, private or protected, whatever you want, right? Like this, and just put here semicolon. So how we can call this controller from the router and show this output here, right? So I just want to see hello from the controller here on a browser. So for that, let's go to the web.php, which is placed inside the routes. Let's open the web.php, and here you can just define a route. So in the route, as I told you in the previous video also, I'm just telling you again, you have to define the two parameters. One is the path or URL, and second one is controller file, right? So this is the way to call the controller. So now first of all I will tell you that how we call the controllers in the Laravel 7 and its previous versions. Like, so you can just write here like this. Here you can put the path, like you just want to make the path like users, then you can just use here users controller name, same as the capitalization, then just define your function name. But now this syntax is little bit different. If you're trying to use it, then probably you will find the error here like this, right? Because the way is changed now. So now what you need to do, first of all you have to import the Laravel controller like this. Use app http then controller, and then just simply write here home, or my bad, our controller name, which is users, right? And just put here semicolon at the last, semicolon at the last, and comment this way, and just write here new way, right? So just put here get function and define a URL or path, let's say users. Then in the second parameter define an array, and in the array just put your class controller like class and colon class, right? And just put the second parameter as the function name like this. Now let's try to access it. Okay, so I have to put here controllers, not controller. That's working fine now. So now the next thing is how we can just send the data from here. Let's say you just want to pass a name or pass some ID that to the controller, how you can do it. So for a moment you will get an error here like this. To resolve it or pass the data, you can just simply use it like put here name, ID or user. Let's say you just want to use a parameter like user, and then here just simply write here $user, and even you can just make an console like $user. Even you can use the both of things in a single echo also, but I'm just going to define like this, right? Like you can make a space, and you will find here a space little bit here. So even you can use this controller as an API also. So there is a tricky code, just make it return, and in the return you just need to write a small code like you can just put here name, and let's say put anil, and then you can just simply use the second parameter like age like 27 and all, right? And now let's try to just see that. Now you can see that you got the JSON output here. So if you just define here lots of array static arrow, you can just, it will be dynamic, then it will behave like an API also, right? So that all about the Laravel controller. And now it's the time to interview question. So my question is, why Laravel actually changed the way of calling controller? So here you can see that previously we called the controller like this, but now the syntax is actually changed. Why this is happened? I will tell you the answer of this question in the next video. You can just watch our next video also, and if you know that why they changed, then you can make a comment in comment box, right? So bye bye, take care for a moment.